Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins Gate 0. In the last episode, Rintaro Okabe spoke once again with the artificial intelligence Amadeus Kurisu, in spite of the fact that doing so would ultimately trigger his anxiety attack and cause him to relive the trauma of Kurisu Makase's death on both his hands and his conscience during the dark day of July 28th. Shortly afterwards, he ran into none other than Kaide and Fubuki, Mayuri's cosplay companions, and in the middle of that, he received a strange Rhine message, and also the ghost of a phantom that he never thought he'd ever see again. We have skipped forward in time past several events that you have already witnessed in this Let's Play, so there was no need for you to watch them all again. So now we've jumped forward to the 23rd of January 2011, New Year. And Rintaro is here with both Maho Hyajo as well as Daru, because this is Daru's other job. And since Maho is in possession of Kurisu's belongings, more specifically her laptop and her hard drive, both of which we know by now contain her original time travel theory that she originally had hoped to use to smooth things over to her father, or with her father, that would sadly ultimately lead to the tragic end and the tragic events that would currently haunt Rintaro from that moment forward. Daru was the one who invented the security system that Kurisu used, by the way, as he mentioned at May Queen some time ago. And we need to find a way to get into it, because the only person that currently knows Kurisu's password, or the clue to Kurisu's password, is myself. It has to do with a certain composer by the name of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Anyway, Daru was in the middle of telling us that all the stuff is shared between the other part-timers of this private establishment. Or so he said, but who knew if that were true? And at this moment in time, we have a phone call from none other than Amadeus Kurisu herself. Now, I mentioned in the previous episode that I had a note in my hand saying, ring Amadeus Kurisu or talk to Amadeus Kurisu at the Yanabayashi Shrine. There seems to be something on the back of this note. Whatever you do, don't talk to her at Daru's private job, because that's what we did last time. It's from Amadeus Kurisu. Rather odd timing now that I think about it. Maho looked troubled, and I suppose for good reason. Because if you've been following my Let's Play adventure of Steins Gate 0 up until this very point, adventurers, you may know something about Amadeus Kurisu. It is not her intention, it is not a deliberate act on her part, but every time we talk with Amadeus Kurisu, it leaves a ping, telling whoever is monitoring the Amadeus system where the phone call is originating, or where the phone call is at. The last time we talked with Amadeus Kurisu, we might have sort of inadvertently gave away the location of Daru's private job. I didn't want Amadeus Kurisu hearing this either. You'll forgive me when the time comes. I didn't know what to do. And in a flashback of a world line that disappeared, and then I remembered the world line where I'd spent a month during wartime. I remembered that the Amadeus Kurisu was being used by the US military there. It looks like we're finally connecting all the possibilities, it seems. Probably not a good idea to get in touch with Amadeus Kurisu, especially in this place. I still didn't know what that meant. I stared at my phone's screen. Sadly, she just wants to get in contact with us. Unfortunately, by doing so, we will trigger events beyond our control. Should I answer it, or should I talk to Daru first? My money's on the latter.
でもびっくりしたよな。まさかマホタンがオカリンと知り合いだったとはね。
Daru's surprised that Maho knows us, because after all, she is his mystery client, or was his
前に
mystery
メイクイン
client.
で鉢合わせした時はどうしようかと思ったっつうの。
Daru seems to be ignoring the ringtone. We should probably follow his example.
すぐに合点が言ったけどね。マキセ・クリス氏っていう共通の友人がいたわけだから。
Indeed we did. We both knew Kurisu Makase.
でもマホタン、オカリンにはこの件内緒にしとくって言ってたのに、結局打ち明けたん？
Once again, apologies Amadeus Kurisu, but we can't talk here.
見抜かれたという言い方が正解ね。
Yeah. That is because of our acquaintance with her on the Alpha World line.
ああ、なるほどね。
Daru nodded and grabbed some snacks off the table to gobble down. I put the smartphone in my pocket, and a moment later, it seems that Amadeus Kurisu has finally given up. For now, I needed to focus on talking to Daru about exactly what we're planning to do with Kurisu's belongings.
で、僕に話って？
と
It's
ぼ
time
け
to
るな。
focus on the moment.
ヒア嬢さんと一緒にいるんだ。わかるだろ。
That's why we're here.
クリスが残したノート PC とハードディスクだ。出せ。
岡部さんにはパスワードの答えが分かったの？
I don't know about Rintaro, but I've figured it out. It's, I think it has to do with, well, probably not the magic flute, because I think that's more related to a certain somebody else, who is similar but not similar to Kurisu Makase. But, actually I think it has to do with the Turkish march. I can't remember the, exact number per se. But, I believe that she liked the first movement rather than the second.
答えなんてわからない。
But at this point in time, there is no clue as to, we don't have that clue in our position. Of course, by pure convenience, we could possibly, asking Amadeus Kurisu is asking for trouble.
どういうこと？
Because anyone phoning Amadeus Kurisu, their location will show up on the ID, and that is actually not what we want.
俺が言いたいのはただ一つだ。 そのノート PC を解析しようなんて真似は今すぐやめろ。
But also at this juncture, Rintaro, although he doesn't know what exactly is on Kurisu's laptop, he knows that one thing is on there that should very well be left alone.
その PC の中には世界を混沌へ導くほどのとんでもないものが眠ってるかもしれないんだ。
In other words, her original time travel theory. If that falls into the hands of Stratfor, or Derpa, or Russia, or the EU, it will alter the world line and cause World War III. In other words, it's something we should better leave buried. I know Daru and Maho will be disappointed, seeing as how they were hoping to look into it.
おい、聞いてるのか?
But it can't be helped.
12秒つ。
あなたってそういう人だったのね。
Hoin Kiyomo is currently being confined in the dark past at present. Rintaro Okabe is not undergoing his Chunibiu facade again.
違う、こっちは大真面目なんだ。王隠居魔とかそういうんじゃなくて。
It's about the fate of the world line.
12秒おつ。
12秒じゃないんだって。
I slammed my hand down on the table. The shock was enough to cause one of the empty cans on the table to fall to the floor.
いいか、聞いてくれ。これは鈴葉とも関連している話だ。
鈴葉？
お前だって知ってるだろう。鈴葉の使命のことは。
Indeed, how could we forget?
詳しく。
This is no time for your jargon, hack.
半ばち論文だ。
Time for a different approach. That was enough for Daru to understand.
マジで？
Or rather, the original version, not the plagiarized forgery.
最初からマジだ。
そっか。
I hope you do, Daru. I really hope you do.
ま、だいたいそんなところじゃないかって予想はしてたけど。
You assumed, eh? Didn't anyone ever tell you that when you assume you make an ass of you and me both? Just telling it like it is. Daru didn't say another word. He opened a locked fire-resistant case that was sitting on one of the racks. There was a laptop and a hard drive hidden within.
それが。
The laptop was a deep red Japanese model with a 12-inch LCD screen. The hard drive was American, from a brand known for equipping its drives with a shock-resistant rubber case. These two items may be the property of the late Kurisu Makase, but if we have to physically destroy them in order to keep the information on them out of the hands of those who would cause this world-line harm, then so be it. The laptop and hard drive that Kurisu had left behind. Tempting though it is to peek
確認だ
inside.
が、結局セキュリティは破れなかったんだよな。
まあ、僕たちの作ったソフトの前にはどんなハッカーもお手上げっつうことで。
You did a very fine job, and we will make sure that no one will ever get through your security.
もうこれ以上解析はするな。
In other words, reaching the walls will mean trouble.
一応依頼料をもらってるわけだが。
Well, if worse comes to worse, can always give Maho a refund, I suppose. He looked apologetically towards Maho. He might be angry about the fact that we don't want to examine what Kurisu had left behind, but you'll be thanking us when the time is right. She was glaring at me.
さっきも聞いたけど、あなたたちはクリスの事件について一体何を隠しているの？
真実を知ろうとすることが必ずしも正しいとは限らない。
Not always.
それはあなたの考えよ。判断すべき情報も提示してくれないなんて。
If that information were to fall into anyone's hands, they would be at risk.
危険なんだよ。君だってこの間襲われたんだ。それは分かってるはずだろ。
私はナイトの後ろに隠れているだけの臆病者になりたくないわ。
We're not talking about knights in shining armor here, Maho.
科学者として真実にたどり着く努力をやめたくないのよ。たとえそこにどんな危険が潜んでいるとしてもね。
And if that truth leads to the very fate that we're trying to avoid at all costs.
分からずやだな。
But eventually we're going to have to tell her
もし私
the
がクリ
truth.
スだったとしても、多分そういうんじゃないかしら。違う？
At first, but once she understands why we are doing what we're doing, she would more likely agree with Rintaro at the end of the day. After all, we know her better than most, better than Maho even. I was startled. Maho was right. After all, she does have the same curiosity as Kurisu. I remembered having the same conversation with Kurisu. It was when we were looking into CERN, I think, and their Z program plan, with their time machine research, which led to the creation of the infamous Jelly Men.
これはもうちゃんと話すしかないって。
But we can only tell her so much. In the end, if we told her what really happened to Kurisu Makase, there would be no going back.
誰？
何をどう言っても納得しないって顔してるよ、マホタンは。
Sadly, Daru is right in this case.
ええ、納得しないわ。
In that, she shares Kurisu's stubbornness.
それに中途半端に関わってる方がかえって危ないんじゃね？オカリンの言うことがマジならだけどさ。
We haven't told a lie once since we got here, Daru. Not once. Daru had a point. At this rate, Maho could very well get herself in deep trouble without realizing what she'd done. Just the fact that she was carrying Kurisu's belongings made her a part of the Third World War, but she had no idea. And the same is true of Kurisu's mother in America. After all, her house was torched of all things. Shortly after, Maho took Kurisu's belongings. That computer wasn't just something to remember an old friend by anymore. Would that it were otherwise, but the information that one file contained on these two items is the catalyst for the Third World War. It was at the center of an international power struggle. A power struggle that we must break once and for all. Russian-speaking arsonists had forced their way into Kurisu's home in America and burnt it to the ground. Afterwards, mysterious men claiming to be in the FBI had searched Dr. Liskinen's lab. This whole thing was on the verge of exploding. And people like me were nothing in the face of a war between nations. Sad but true.
鈴葉に関連することも話すことになるぞ。ダル、お前はそれでいいのか？
しょうがないっしょ。
No, we do not. I turn back towards Maho.
ヒア嬢さん、一つだけ約束してくれないか？
It depends on whether or not she can keep it.
君は科学者だ。しかも極めて理性的な人だと俺は信じている。
Indeed, that is very true.
感情に任せて迂闊なことはしないでくれ。軽率なことはしないでくれ。
Except the only thing we have to do is follow our own advice. Don't be like I once was, is
こ
what
れ
I'm
から
trying to
話すことは
say.
突拍子もないことだ。馬鹿げていると思うかもしれない。けど事実なんだ。
You know what,
だから
I know this is a private place and all, but is it really safe to actually talk here of all places?
回りくどい言い方はやめて。一体私に何を誓わせたいの？
We're getting to it. Someone is impatient. There's no
マキセ
turning
クリ
back
スを
now.
救おうなんて絶対に考えるな。
Very harsh promise indeed. Her mouth hung open, like she didn't understand what she just heard.
クリスを救う？
We said don't get any ideas about saving her.
それが約束できないのなら話すつもりはない。どうする？
Maho seems hesitant.
救える可能性があるということ？
The possibility does exist. The reality, on the other hand, is an entirely different matter.
そう思えるかもしれないが、実際には可能性はゼロだということだ。
さっきも言ったでしょ。判断すべき情報も与えられていないのだから、安易に回答は出せない。
And what will you do with that information once it's been given, Maho Hiajo?
教えて、すべてを。
Everything, you say. No, not that. Never that. But I will tell you enough, Maho Hiajo. In the end, that is all I can and will do. I took a deep breath and began to tell her the story. However, if you choose to try and save Kurisu Makase at this point, Rintaro will not help you. Cannot help you. Moreover, he will not help you. I told her about the time machine, about Suzuha, and about the Third World War, and everything in between, and about the relationship between Kurisu and Dr. Nakabashi. And that what was supposedly Dr. Nakabashi's theory was actually based off of Kurisu's writings. I told her that the original copy of Kurisu's work might be hidden on her laptop or hard drive, and possibly buried deep within Amadeus Kurisu itself. And I told her that Russia and America might be fighting over it. And also, according to Suzuha, even the European Union is trying to acquire time machines in this three-way power struggle. As for how Kurisu died, I decided to skip that. We all have our secrets to keep, and mine are my own. Maho was silent the whole time I spoke, with a confused expression on her face. She looked like a girl who had just graduated to middle school, and who was staring at a string of equations on a blackboard that were nothing like she'd ever seen before. Her expression didn't change even when I finished. Well, we've given you enough to ponder, so what is your final answer? What is your decision?
それ本当の話なの？作り話ではなく。
Every single word is the truth. But Maho was asking Daru, not me.
まあね。
She needs to hear it from somebody else, and that somebody is Daru, who can confirm this story, because he too knows from Suzuha.
やっぱり信じられないか。
別にそういうわけじゃないわ。ただ私の予想とあまりにもかけ離れていたものだから思考が追いつかないの。
Just exactly what were you expecting from this story?
君の予想というのは？
アマデウスの軍事転用のことじゃないかと考えていたのよ。
Funny that you should bring that up, because that's actually part and parcel of this whole mess.
軍事転用？
クリスは精神生理学研究所にもよく出入りしていたんだけど、時々場違いな連中がそこにやってくるって言ってたの。
That will be courtesy of a certain doctor that works over at the psychophysiology lab.
どうも国防総省の人じゃないかって。
Russia, the FBI, and now the United States DoD. This was getting even more suspicious.
アマデウスで人を殺せるのか？どうやって？
例えば百戦錬磨のパイロットから記憶データをコピーして無人戦闘機の制御に使うとか。
When you say drones, are you referring to actual machine drones or people?
あと以前話した医療への応用覚えてる？
Indeed we do. In fact, that was covered in the original lecture at the ATF seminar.
人間の脳へ記憶データを書き戻すってやつかな。
As a means of curbing Alzheimer's.
そう。記憶データを修正した上で書き戻しが可能になれば恐怖を感じない兵士やどんな非道な任務でも平然と遂行する部隊なんていう恐ろしいものまで作れてしまう。
Funny thing is, we've already heard the spiel before. But not in this instance.
まるでハリウッド映画じゃん。
Once upon a time I would have agreed with you there, Daru. Did this mean that reality had caught up to books and movies? I would certainly say so.
私はてっきりクリスがそういった実験の証拠を偶然知ってしまったんじゃないかと思っていたの。
And if she kept that proof on, well, that actually complicates things, because if Kurisu has kept that proof on her hard drive and laptop, that will make our decision to keep it under wraps slightly difficult. Because on the one hand, as long as it exists and as long as it has the time machine theory on it, it is a living time bomb that is ticking down to ground zero. On the other hand, if we get rid of it, we essentially destroy any proof that Kurisu may have had on the illegal experiments that were being conducted in Victochondria.
だからクリスは狙われたと。
ええ。
This is a bit of a problem. Maho picked up the laptop. Its red body was evidently made out of some kind of magnesium alloy, and it was a lot lighter than it looked. So basically, damned if we do, damned if we don't.
まさかタイムマシンとはね。
Of course you wouldn't.
いずれにしても、それはすぐに破壊した方がいい。
Remember what I said about Kurisu having proof on that laptop? Well, as I said moments ago, damned if we do, damned if we don't.
中身を確認もせず、あなたが言う論文が入っているとは限らないわよ。
And if we confirm our suspicions, however, what then?
中身はもう関係ないんだよ。クリスが残した遺産がこの世に存在している。それだけで戦争の火種になりうるんだ。
Indeed, it is the very thing at the heart of this whole entire matter on this bait of world line that could start World War III. So I'm going to end this episode here, and when we return, adventurers, we shall see whether Rintaro will carry out his intent to finally destroy the laptop and hard drive, thus keeping the information on it not just out of our hands, but also the hands on those who would use it for nefarious purposes. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.